Hello, everyone, and welcome to my online English classes. Today, we will be looking at the scope of business. First, let's look at the meaning of business. So business is an enterprise engaged in production and distribution of goods for sale in a market or rendering services for price, or it may be defined as any form of commercial activity to satisfy the economic wants of people at a profit. And lastly, business is the exchange of goods, services, or money for mutual benefit or profit. What do we mean by the scope of business? We can say that the scope of business is very comprehensive. It encompasses all human activities which tend to satisfy needs and wants of the human beings living in a society. A large part of the business is concerned with providing the final or finished products or commodities or goods to the desired people. The scope of business is very broad. It covers a large number of activities which may be looked into from two perspectives, namely industry and commerce. So first, industry. So the activities of extraction, production, conversion, processing, or fabrication of products are described as industry. These products of an industry may fall under any one of the following three categories. So the first category is consumers' goods. Goods used by final consumers are called consumers' goods. Example of that: laptop, handset, bags, pencil, clothes, television, radio, motor car, etc. Next, or the second category, refers to capital goods. Goods used in the production of other goods are described as capital goods. For example, or for instance, steel produced by a steel plant is used for fabrication into a variety of products. Similarly, machine tools and machinery used for manufacturing other products also come under this heading. And lastly, the last category, it refers to intermediate goods. There are certain materials which are the finished products of one industry and become the intermediate products of other industries. Few examples of this kind are the copper industry, the finished products of which are used in manufacturing electrical appliances, electricity wires, toys, baskets, containers, and buckets. After speaking about industry, now let's talk about commerce. It is an interchange of goods or commodities, especially on a large scale between different countries. So it refers to foreign commerce or between different parts of the same country. So it is domestic commerce, trade, business. It can also refer to the process of buying and selling. It covers wholesale, retail, import, export, trade, and all those activities which facilitate or assist in such buying and selling, such as storing, grading, packaging, financing, transporting, insuring, communicating, warehousing, etc. Actually, the main function of commerce is to remove the hindrance of persons through trade. Secondly, place through transportation, insurance, and packaging. Thirdly, time through warehousing and storage. And the next one, knowledge through salesmanship, advertising, etc., arising in connection with the distribution of goods and services until they reach the final consumers. The concept of commerce usually covers two important areas: first, trade, and service business, or adds to trade. The first one is trade. The term trade refers to the act or process of buying, selling, or exchanging commodities at either wholesale or retail within a country or between countries. It is also the process of transferring of goods and services. It is a central activity around which the previous functions such as banking, transportation, insurance, packaging, warehousing, and advertising are surrounded. Trade can be categorized into two classifications. First one, domestic trade. This also refers to as internal trade. It is internal because it only focuses on buying and selling of goods within the boundaries of a country, and the payment for the same is made in national or local currency, either directly or through the banking system. Domestic trade can be further subdivided into wholesale trade means buying of goods in large quantities from producers and selling the same in small quantities to retailers. Second, retail trade refers to activities involved in the selling of commodities directly to consumers, an industry that sells primarily to individuals, not corporations. Second type is foreign trade. It's also known as international trade. It refers to the exchange of goods and services between two or more countries. So, international trade involves the use of foreign currency, ensuring the payment of the price of the exported goods and services to the domestic exporters in domestic currency, and for making payment of the price of the imported goods and services to the foreign exporter in that country's national currency, foreign exchange. In addition to that, international trade allows expansion of markets for both goods and services that otherwise might not have been available. Now let's look at the meaning of service businesses. So these are usually regarded as aids to trade, as already highlighted earlier, or as I mentioned earlier, there are certain functions such as banking, transportation, insurance, warehousing, advertising or promotion, communication, etc., which constitutes the main auxiliary functions helping trade both internal and international. The first one is banking. It is a financial institution licensed as a receiver of deposits. Secondly, transportation. So it is any device used to move business item from one location to another. It involved carrying goods from producers to wholesalers, retailers, and finally customers. And we have warehousing. A warehouse is a planned space for the storage and handling of goods and material. There is generally a time lag between the production and consumption of goods. We've also insurance, which provides a cover against the loss of goods in the process of transit and storage. Next, we have promotion. So, advertising is any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. Lastly, communication. This is another service area that aids business. It helps because up-to-date information is required. This information can be accessed through computers, satellite links, and fax machines. What are the beneficiaries of any business? First, we have business owners. Business owners are the individuals that provided the capital for running the business. The principal beneficiaries of business success are the owners of the business. Second, employees. They are the workers that are received wages and salaries, and an employee is any who has agreed to be employed under contract of service to work for some form of payment. Next, we have government. One of the responsibilities of government is to collect taxes from the businesses, which is in turn used to provide basic amenities to the citizenry. Lastly, we have society. The society benefits from the business activities in no small measure, particularly with regard to corporate social responsibility of business. The element we're going to talk about is the stakeholders of the business. So what do you mean by them? Stakeholders are individuals or a group of persons who have committed something in the business enterprise and therefore have expectations from it. This is totally different from beneficiaries of business we mentioned earlier. Stakeholders are those involved and affected by or able to influence the business. The following are the stakeholders of the business in any economy. So they are communities, competitors, customers and consumers, employees and agents, families, government, media, owners and shareholders, society, and lastly, suppliers. So, this is the end of our lesson. See you next time.